I have a bit of a dirty little secret. There is someone on the internet that I've been copying for over 2 years and I've made millions from it. So in this video, I'm going to credit exactly everything I've stolen and why, and I'm going to come clean about it to help me sleep better at night. So this is Ed. You would have heard me reference him in some videos before, but I've never truly given him the amount of credit I really required for the amount of thefts that have occurred. And just one of the most recent thefts allowed me to make $7,500 in 12 hours from a video here that you can see as a 10 out of 10. For any of you that don't use YouTube, that means that's the worst performing video out of the last 10, yet it's netted some of the most income in the smallest amount of hours. And even any of you that have noticed I now have 2 YouTube channels, again, I stole that from Ed. So let's rewind to 2023. Just before I killed my podcast, I decided to ask Ed if he wanted to come on and have a chat. The reason being is, I'm not going to say I was driving, could be illegal. I was in my car. I can even tell you the exact video that I saw first. It was from his previous channel called Film Booth, and it was either the silent hack YouTubers use to hook you, or it was editing mistakes 71% of YouTubers make. You can see both those videos did over 1 million views. So I watched that video.
First abrupt and say, watch this video next because it's going to tell you how.
Then at the end of that video, he told me to watch another one. So I watched another one. It then got to the end of that video, ended up watching another. And that happened maybe 10 times. So then when I invited Ed to come on a podcast, I think he said his ex-girlfriend followed me. I said, mate, I watched like 12 of your videos today. Isn't that amazing? And he says to me, yeah, that's intentional. I call it the binge effect. We did the podcast and regrettably, barely anyone listened to it, as I later found out why through working with Ed. And after the call, I said, how can I work with you? He goes, oh, well, this is how much it is. And then I have a really, really expensive package that's $10,000 US. Now, here's the thing I need to admit. Up until this point, I'd never believed in courses. I never believed in paying some person on the internet for some videos. But I was so taken aback to how much those 10 binge-worthy videos had captured me that I was like, do you know what, you son of a bitch? I'm in. I joined Ed's course, and I'll be honest, I never even joined the Discord. I just learned from him. And in silent, without being big-headed, I was probably one of his most successful students. You can see that I created YouTube. I didn't know what the hell I was doing for years. For years. I actually also got locked out of it. That's another story altogether. This is a bit of a better visual representation. I had a couple of videos that booted off. And then just towards 2023, what was the date that I did the podcast with Ed? Just around here, I started working with Ed. As you can see, the channel boomed for a year and then it died. And I'll explain why in a second. It says this channel's made £96,000. Who's got that? I haven't. Be having a word with my manager after this. Now, if we break it down into revenue, I started his course in June. That August, I had give or take, a £10,000 YouTube month. Well, considering it was only $10,000 US, I made my entire investment from Ed's course back in just 1 month of AdSense. Not to mention the benefits that could have had to my business around the board. So regrettably, at 32, maybe even 33 years old, for the first time, I came to believe that paying a stranger on the internet a vast amount of money can mean that you can make a vast amount of money. So you're probably thinking, why am I making this video? Technically, I hired Ed to help me with my YouTube, but he didn't help me with my YouTube. Well, he did. He helped me with everything by helping me with my YouTube. First of all, he gave me the belief and the tools in an area that was my weakness for a very long time. And by developing that weak part of my brand and business, it definitely gave me some more confidence. But whilst doing one-to-one calls with Ed, he said 2 things. 1, what does this channel sell? And 2, where is your course? Now, annoyingly, I was like, you're right. I've kind of grown a channel just trying to be famous. Actually, what I've tried to do is grow a channel so I can get a gold play button. Quite literally, that was the purpose of the channel. And what happens there is when you make videos in a bid to go viral, you just get people that want to watch viral videos. So here's some of the crazy side tangents. I still talk to Ed. I was chatting to him last night. This is an AI image of me. And I messaged Ed. I saw an AI image of him. I was like, mate, how are you doing this? And he goes, mate, log into the course. And he goes, it's in the module. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I've updated the course. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I've probably done this course 3 times now in 2 years. So the fact that Ed said to me, although you paid back in 2023, you can now log in and get a brand new course. That then made me realize I need to raise the standard of my own course. If Ed's doing it, I should be doing it. It's not so much that I copied his information, it's that I copied his work ethos. It definitely rubbed off on me. I would say in the world of social media creation and running a business, I'm maybe like a purple or brown belt, and Ed's the black belt. He's the person I go to. Don't get me wrong, the majority of people on the internet I could give sound advice to, but when things get really technical, I stand in a position where I go, oh, do you know what, you probably need Ed. And that's kind of what this video is. So whilst I was having my existential crisis, Ed, who has his massive channel with 376,000 subscribers, goes, do you know what, I'm going to splinter off and start a brand new channel, because it's not about getting a gold play button, it's about getting clients. And he kind of drilled into me that it's not about getting massive amounts of views. It's about just having an impact on someone that can help their life. And to do so, you need to have quite targeted content that is not optimized for views, but optimized to help your demographic. So my small channel was born, which I haven't even monetized. And the interesting thing is, Ed, in his own content, explains the fact that sometimes his videos with less views make him more money because they're more geared towards making sales than they are geared towards being famous. So 12 hours ago, I decided to make a video which, as far as YouTube standards, has bombed. But as far as financial standards, has made me nearly $10,000 in 12 hours. It's only got me 2 subscribers. And I suppose the reason for me talking about this is I'm so eternally grateful that Ed broke apart my detachment from success being connected to views, virality, or followers, and connected me with the idea of getting clients that you can help. It was a year since starting Ed's course that I even launched my own mentorship. It was the belief, the lessons, the tools, and probably a good year of posting videos. I'll show you something I haven't really showed anyone before. If you look here at the status of these videos, almost all of them are private. And they're private because I hate them. And I hate them because I'm embarrassed by them. And I'm embarrassed by them because they're terrible. And they're terrible because I was just flinging shit at a wall hoping things would stick. And you could look at these as massive wastes of time, but I'm eternally grateful to this because, again, Ed was one of the first people that ever drilled into me. It's better to put out content, make mistakes, and fall forward. It's better to welcome mistakes. It's better to embrace mistakes. It's better to just get active. I've been in business 10 years online digitally. I'm still very much a student. I'm still learning things as time goes on. And if it wasn't for me having my beliefs broken down into the online course bro world, I don't know where I'd be. Obviously, I'll still be living in Australia, etc., etc. But I feel like the training wheels have been taken off my mind to the online space of YouTube and wider and business. The return that I've made since doing Ed's course isn't just the high AdSense month that I had a couple months later. In the past 2 years, I am millions of dollars better off from a 10 grand investment. That's my point. I'm not saying that all courses, I would know, I haven't done all courses. It's not just a course you're buying. It's belief that you're buying. It's lessons that you're buying. I even remember doing a one-to-one with Ed where I said to him, mate, I'm not gonna lie to you, my comments have gone to shit. He goes, good. Means that you've reached a cold audience, means that the algorithm's pushing your content. I was like, do you know what? Just that alone was probably worth the $1,000 I paid him for the phone call. Now, of course, the backbone of this video is promoting me, my services, and my course. But actually, the thing was, so much of what I've accomplished over the last few years, I kind of want to attribute to Ed. But he didn't make the videos for me. He didn't do my editing for me. He didn't come up with the ideas in the shower. He just gave me the tools for me to make that happen myself. For so many of you watching this, you probably have everything you need for success, just not the tools to make it happen over the next 2 years. If you are specifically looking to grow on YouTube, I might even say you're better off with Ed. But then I'd say if you have the nuances closer to some of the businesses that I've operated, whether that's a drinks brand, fitness business, online course, physio, golf, sport, jiu-jitsu, you're probably better off on mine. But the sole purpose of this video is I'm not just selling a course and a mentorship because it makes me money. I'm selling this because quite literally one of these didn't just change my life, changed my revenue, changed what car I drive, changed the status of my mortgage, changed where I sat on the plane, even changes the level of respect which other business owners give me now. And I can't promise that you're one digital course away from making millions, but it could be a few hours studying and a few months trial and erroring away from a completely different life. That's something that you shouldn't take lightly. I'm going to put a link to Ed's channels in the description. I'm going to put a link to his course. I might even put a link to his email list, which I'm not on because I just can't take any more inspiration from it at this point. Otherwise, I'm going to end up like that dude that stole my transcript. And again, this video isn't optimized for views. It's just optimized for the truth. If you like this, you might love my other videos, and YouTube recommends that you'll enjoy this one here. And even pointing at this video here, yep, I learned that from Ed.